Oh my gosh, yes. That's actually that's actually what I'm writing about right now is problematic eating patterns in our culture and really just to me this idea that most, if not all, I'm going to make a leap here, most, if not all of our chronic lifestyle ailments are food related. If we could have a different relationship with what we eat and how we eat, it would support our systems differently and make a huge difference in chronic ailment. The newest epidemic that's coming up is diabetes, right? And non-alcoholic fatty liver disease and all of the autoimmune diseases that are coming out. You know, we're giving them these names and calling them disorders and diseases, and we're treating them pharmaceutically, when in fact you can track a correlation absolutely to diet and food consumption. So I think it makes sense to me to start there and to have that be a huge place of intervention. Also, though, it's a relationship thing. You know, I look at people who come to me, maybe they have non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, which the current way to work with that is through food and diet. The establishment recognizes that, and yet often people don't really want to change their habits. And so now you're talking an entirely different style of intervention. It's not just about here's a list of foods to eat or don't eat. Well, that's not going to work. It's not going to last very long. So now we're talking about a mental health or a psychological intervention. Like, okay, so what does create someone's readiness for change? I think individually it's so hard. We're inundated with, again, this is what I'm writing about. We're inundated with all these external messages about what's healthy, what's not healthy. Even we have conflicting ideas of what health is, and marketing has its impact. And so there's a constant influx of what to eat and when to eat it and how to eat it and why to eat it. And so I think people just sort of shut down and grab whatever is easiest. So there's also that. Our pace of life is so fast that it's just easier to go with convenience, and unless you know how, healthy food is just not as convenient. But it can be. That's the whole thing. It can be. You just have to kind of know how to get there. So I think there's that, and then I think socially it is hard to find good food. You know, we do have, from an environmental perspective, we do a lot of weird stuff to our food in this culture, you know, like environmentally, economically, and it's harder to find full quality whole food resources that are unadulterated. They're just not as quick and easy. So I think that's part of it too.